It seems to me that one of the things about our modern culture is that many people have given up on the concept of happiness. Many people have come to the idea, it seems, that happiness is trivial, it is shallow, and life is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be difficult and serious, and we pick ourselves up by our bootstraps, we grit our teeth, and we move forward. And if we complain, it's because we're weak. And we seem to have come to a place that happiness is rarely talked about. It's not something that we assume we're going to pursue. It is something that may come along, but don't count on it. And it doesn't seem to be that a lot of people are working toward it. We're trying to work towards financial goals, maybe fitness goals, maybe emotional health, maybe things that we're working on in therapy. There may be a lot of things that we are doing to try to self improve, but being simply a happy person, living a happy life, I think it's gone out of style. I think it is just something that we assume isn't real. And I think there is an important reason why. We've been sort of sold this idea that happiness is an individual project. If you follow the right fitness program, you're going to have lots of energy, and you're going to love the way you look, you're going to love the way you feel, and for that, you'll be happy. There are people who believe that money will bring them happiness. And as soon as they reach some level of financial security and wealth and privilege and lifestyle, that they will be happy. There are people who believe that once they kind of find their way spiritually, that they will be happy. Once they find that life of faith, that particular line of spirituality, that new depth of spirit, that they will be happy. And all of those things, in actuality, can bring a measure of happiness. Yes, if you are physically fit, you can have more energy, you can love the way you look, love the way you feel, and that can bring a measure of happiness. Being financially stable does bring happiness. Now, being wealthy doesn't necessarily do it. Um, Basically, once you have your needs met financially, you have some security of making sure your bills are paid and you have a little extra in case something happens, that brings a level of contentment and happiness and security that people are looking for. But past that, it generally doesn't. There's a lot of scientific research on this that tends to show the more wealth you gain after your needs are met and you have a little extra and you can have some fun with it and you have some security, doesn't bring a lot of happiness. In addition, when you have additional wealth beyond your needs being met and having a little extra, that it's not something that is growing, that your happiness is not necessarily growing with your wealth. In fact, it brings more problems sometimes. And yes, spirituality actually can make a person more content, more fulfilled, and yes, bring a measure of happiness. But there is still a lot of questions. There are still a lot of things that happen in life. And yes, you can be a person of faith and still have a lot of struggles. And then that brings a lot of guilt because people start thinking, well, maybe I don't have enough faith. If I'm not happy, if I'm not thriving, then maybe I don't have enough faith. And that just brings about more and more guilt. Faith can bring a measure of happiness, but it is not a guarantee because you are a person of faith that you are going to find a happy life. Now, what do we do then? Well, I do think we ought to pursue individual happiness. Yeah, we should take care of our bodies and feel as good as we can. And yes, I believe in spirituality, and that can bring a measure of calm into our life and a measure of strength into our life that can help in our pursuit of happiness. And yes, we should be financially responsible and do the best we can to bring about our financial security and have that measure of contentment in our life. But the reality is, happiness is a group project. And here's where we start falling down. Happiness has to be found in groups. Yes, we bring things to the table. Our fitness, our spirituality, our pursuit of happiness, our financial security, whatever we bring to the table, our winning personality, whatever it might be, we bring that to the table of relationships. But happiness is really found in groups. It's found in relationships, not only in family, but especially in family. But even beyond that, it is in friendships and even in community and society. Society plays a big role in our happiness, and we all play a role in building that society. When we live in a happy culture, when we live in a happy society, when we live in happy communities, those individual efforts to be happy become more fulfilling. It is possible to be happy temporarily in certain circumstances with your individual efforts. But I've said this in previous shows, I'll say it again. When you are physically fit, but you come home to an abusive marriage, not going to be happy. You may be a person of faith, but if you're coming home to unpaid bills and you're unable to take your kids to the doctor, you're not able to put nutritious food on the table on a regular basis, you're struggling to find enough money to buy groceries, you're not going to be happy. It is a group effort for us to be happy in life. It is a societal effort, it's a community effort, it's a family effort, and an individual effort. I'm not going to eliminate the individual effort that we all bring to the table, our own measures of happiness, but we contribute that to a group. Happy families, happy communities, and a happy society are what build happy people. Happiness is a group project. And so we need to start working together. We have isolated ourselves into our little silos of pursuit to try to self-improve into a happy, thriving life. And then we wonder what happened. We wonder why we're so unfulfilled. We wonder why we are so empty in life, and why can't we just be happy? Happiness is found in a group. Happiness is in relationships with family, with friends, with community, and even in society. We are in need of a happy, healthy society and culture in order to truly live out happy lives. And so we need to work together. We need to have open conversations about how are we going to work together to be happy? How are we going to have fun together? How are we going to enjoy life together? And this is not trivial. Don't ever dismiss the action of fun as trivial. Enjoying life together is what makes us happy. And so enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your community, and let's build a society that is enjoyable, healthy, and thriving for everyone. That's how happiness is built. And that's today's insight.